today. It's 4th versus 6th in League One. A win for either of these sides today, though, could make a huge difference come the end of the season, as both these sides would love an afternoon out at Wembley. Today, an afternoon at the Valley will do in a huge game in League One. It'll seem a long, long time ago when Huddersfield Town beat Charlton Athletic at the John Smith Stadium. Charlton captain Greg Doherty was sent off that day. He starts again today. He'll be thinking of that in his head before today, I'm sure. Level heads needed all around this afternoon. And already a very strong challenge flying in. There will be bite in this game. Every ball will be challenged. Every ball has to be won if you want to pick up 3 points. And that's risky at the back. That's very, very loose indeed. Thierry Small picks it up for Charlton. It's a decent ball in. It's a free header, and it's an early goal. Matty Godden with 30 seconds on the clock. The top scorer getting in on the action early doors. Well, in the build-up to kick-off here, the atmosphere has been so positive and it's rubbed off so clearly on the Charlton Athletic players. Thierry Small picking up on the back pass. The cross was perfect, and Godden just had to guide it beyond Lee Nichols. His first involvement is to pick the ball out of his own net. They just look a little out of sorts to Huddersfield Town in the first 14 minutes here. His side very comfortable as it stands. The only thing he's had to worry about so far is that knock for Ramsey and the other knock for Mannion, as they make a mistake at the back and somehow get away with it. Well, Joe Taylor was sniffing around, just waiting for a crumb of a chance, and he almost found one. Well, I think Jones was indicating that he couldn't see because of the low springtime sun, and Will Mannion had to take control of the situation after that header, and that's exactly what he did. Away by Evans, and Nathan Jones collects the ball. It's just a bundle of pent-up energy is the Charlton manager. Long it goes, Godden the target. Header won at the back by Turton. Not dealt with by the away side. Tyrese Campbell! Charlton are running away with it at the Valley. Huddersfield Town unable to deal with this springtime storm that Charlton are bringing to the Valley. An excellent hit by Tyrese Campbell to make it 2-0 with only 16 minutes played. Well, he's having the most prolific season of his career so far, and he's extended it here with a wonderful hit. He couldn't have hit it sweeter than that. Charlton 2, Huddersfield 0. And that is a questionable look. What is he thinking? If they can get a goal back before half-time, that'll maybe plant a few seeds of doubt in the Charlton back line. Charlton can get a third before half-time. That could be good night. It's given away. It's Godden. This is for 3! Oh, and he almost found it as well. Huddersfield away support furious because their defence are sleeping at the moment. Jones just wanted it more again. Spencer. Evans dispossessed cleanly. Doherty might open up for the Scot here. Doherty, it does open up for him, and goodness me, that was going into the bottom corner. Lee Nichols watched it all the way. I think for a moment he thought it's going wide, and last minute decided, no, I've got to get my hand on this, because I think it was just about trickling in. There has been a half-time change for Huddersfield Town. Jonathan Hogg in the field of play. Joe Hodge removed at the break. Plenty of experience in Jonathan Hogg. And sports the armband. Campbell finds some space, bends one. Well, Nichols didn't look comfortable with that, flying towards his goal. Maybe the sun blinded him a little bit, but Campbell, who's already got one today, fancied another there, just skipping away from two in blue. Just didn't find the corner. It was down the middle of the goal, really. Marshall trying to find some room. Evans also trying to find some room, but loses his footing, and now the counter's on. Tyrese Campbell up against Matty Pearson, who backtracks and backtracks. Campbell continues to progress, and he's then wiped out. That's a cynical challenge. Well, Anthony Evans was coming back to recover after giving away the ball himself. Tracked back a good 80-90 yards, and all he gets for his reward is a yellow card and a free kick in a dangerous position for Charlton. Two players, Gillespie or Berry, or maybe Campbell. It's not Campbell, it's Berry. It's into Doherty, who tried to feed it into the path as the shot then comes in. Well, Nichols had to be aware to that. It looked to me as if Matty Godden was going to pick up the pieces, but Berry from range, stinging the palms of Lee Nichols. Well, it was something from the training ground. It didn't quite go to plan. But Berry all of a sudden had a good angle and a good view of the goal. That's a loose pass given away. Good battling from Godden. And now Coventry. It's loose, it's scrappy. But it's Charlton who pick it up. Doherty to Berry. And now Campbell wants it on his right foot and puts it in the corner. What an afternoon Tyrese Campbell is having. It bounced one way and then the other in the midfield. And Tyrese Campbell, as soon as he had it on the left side of that penalty area, you could just see that he wanted to put it on his right foot. And Tyrese Campbell's afternoon goes from good to great. Coventry, great battling in the midfield to win the ball initially. And then Berry, just like he did in the first half, gets an assist for Campbell. And look at the precision with which he hit this ball. And Charlton in control of this match. 3-0. Charlton come forward again. Campbell up against Pearson, who's been dragged out the middle. Doherty tries to force it through, hogging the way. Campbell sees Doherty waiting. Here is the Charlton captain, hits the underside of the bar and ricochets in off Lee Nichols. It might not go down as a Doherty goal, but it certainly will go down as a fourth Charlton goal. Everything from start to finish has gone to plan for Charlton today. And it's so simple. Campbell, corner of the penalty area, everybody in blue, ball watching. Doherty in acres of space, gets his shot off, and it's so unfortunate for Lee Nichols, who's made a handful of saves this afternoon to keep the scoreline at 3. Well, it's now 4. And your luck is out, and they have seen enough. Turton's throw, ball hooked back inside by Marshall. Kasumu beaten to it. Here he is now, wiped out from the side. Rather unnecessarily fouled that by Matty Godden. Doesn't necessarily have to get back at this point in the game as well, because his side need an out ball, and he's very much a useful outlet when they need to clear the ball long. Yeah, almost certainly the target for this Wiles free kick. That's where it goes. It's a free header at the back post, and it's knocked down into the ground, and that's a decent opportunity. Josh Ruffles off the bench, sneaking in behind everybody in red. Here is Anderson. Strong tackle. Falls kindly here. Anike, his first involvement here for Charlton. Is it 5? Oh, it almost was. Well, he thinks he should have done better. Anike with the legs of Jonathan Hogg. And he almost found that far corner. There was no way Nichols was getting across to that. Charlton get it back. So hard to pick a man of the match this afternoon. Let's flick through here. And EK for 5! He's on his knees. He's not on his knees celebrating. He's on his knees in disbelief. The glancing touch from Caroy Anderson came just as an EK had snuck into an offside position. It was an excellent finish. And there you have it. Game over. Charlton Athletic and Nathan Jones back to winning ways. And it's some style. A big game in terms of the playoff places. An afternoon to forget for Huddersfield Town and their goalkeeper Lee Nichols. The first definitely goes down as a Matty Godden goal though. His header with 30 seconds on the clock. 2 goals for Tyrese Campbell. Tricky Tyrese at the double for Charlton this afternoon. What a performance by him. But Nathan Jones is full of applause and positivity after this result today. A wonderful afternoon at the Valley for the home support. 2-0 up at half-time, 4-0 victors at the end. Final score, Charlton Athletic 4, Huddersfield Town 0.